And we're back. This quick broadcast is it's by special request about the Black Knight satellite. The Black Knight satellite. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. The mystery of the Black Knight satellite. Does everybody know their story? Everybody got their story together out there? Got it straight? Well, the chances are you're probably wrong. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like that. Let me help you out. The let's start with here a while back. The Black Knight satellite went. It went. What do you call it? Nationwide or worldwide, didn't it? Was that a Super Bowl commercial or something? I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was a Super Bowl commercial or a Madonna concert. I get those mixed up. It was one of those two things. Someone was playing with balls, and this commercial came up that showed the supposed Black Knight satellite whizzing through space with what appeared to be like some lines on it, and then some of these lines were illuminated a light blue color or something like that. Now I can't remember how they used this Black Knight in this commercial. It was probably to sell a music industry's new gadget or something like that, because the your story, whichever one you have, I'm sure entails something about radio waves being emitted from the Black Knight satellite. Well, what would you say if I told you that that object that was made for TV during that ball handling event was based on a what do you call it, a Kevlar type material, but not as quite shiny or whatever. That's used somehow in the space industry as a I think one of the more famous pictures is of a sun shield or a cover or something like that. But by far, I wanted to clear this up with you. The when they went to TV with the Black Knight satellite, it was total BS, because the shape and their artist mind of what to get the three dimensional object that they used, they were actually using a long shot of a piece of this material that had gotten away from the spacecraft. It's the by far the most famous picture of the Black Knight satellite that looks like a turd, basically. Yes, it looks like a big space turd, kind of a, well, yeah, big space turd. When in reality, what you were looking at in that picture that those people made their commercial off of, you were looking at a, half folded, curled over, floating in space piece of this material. And you would think that the YouTubers out there, as smart as they are, I mean, whoo, man, sharp as a tack, that they would notice that every picture, supposedly, of the Black Knight satellite don't match, even remotely. Isn't that right? Yes, and it seemed to me like a floating turd would look like a floating turd would look like a floating turd, no matter what angle or whatnot with the sun and all that. Yes, in fact, some of the pictures claiming to be the Black Knight satellite are quite bizarre in claims. No, what you're looking at is that any and all pictures that could be found of parts of space debris from these constantly dilapidating devices that they put up and forget about, like Skylab was back in my day. I remember when Skylab fell. And everybody was like, "Oh, was it going to be my house?" I remember people selling back then. I think it was in the '70s when Skylab. It was like the first space station or whatever. It was real because it sure hit the ground with a thump in a desert somewhere. A good thump. It was a pretty good hunk of metal or whatever, and a big piece made it through. But these things that they put up there and they left up there, and then if hell, Skylab didn't have anybody in it for years before it fell back in or whatever, and up but bits and pieces coming off of shit. Just imagine what it is like a stage rocket when that stages come off. You know, all the crap, the little bits and pieces of crap here and there, or whatever. So there's all kinds of crap out there floating around. There's a bunch of pictures of crap floating around too. Oh God, what a gold mine! What a gold mine for the Black Knight satellite, let alone UFOs. Now, I don't want to even get into just some of these live captured pictures from space. The UFO thing is just bizarre. That's all I can. The only way to put it, and it's totally real, totally real. It seems to me like at times that they've captured something extraordinary, and they just act natural, which would play right into they see these things all the time and have been instructed to don't worry about it. They haven't killed anybody yet, so just act natural. Oh yes, don't alarm anybody down on the planet. That kind of thing. It's easy to buy or whatever because I'm going to tell you about the Black Knight satellite that is actually it's a different story. And there are two sources of the actual Black Knight that are extremely strange in themselves. But I can assure you that the pictures, all of them, every last one of them, is not the Black Knight satellite. That in fact, to get a picture of the Black Knight satellite has proved to be pretty much impossible so far. The real Black Knight satellite does not orbit the Earth and is quite stationary in nature. Oh, and magnetic in nature too. Therefore, approach of said highly magnetic stationary object could prove to be, let's say, fatal in space. If you've ever put a metal object next to a magnet, the what do you call it? The space in between is soon closed completely. In other words, that if you're even in sight of the Black Knight satellite, which is highly avoided by all of the man-made satellites and space. What do you call it? I.e. the what you call it? The ISS. space station does not venture in the area of the Black Knight satellite that sits directly off of one of the Earth's poles. Unexplained? You damn right. Because can't even get close to it. Is of a size that would be just damn near impossible to find in the sky with a telescope. It's actually not all that big. And being directly off of one of the poles, not exactly an accessible area to stick up a telescope. Ooh, I think they did that. I remember seeing pictures of it pointed straight up, too. Now, maybe someone knows what the Black Knight satellite is actually up to, or blah, blah, blah. But it's surely being allowed for misinformation to rule the day on it. I mean, just have it. Forget about it. It's going to be that one that you guy knows that about Tesla discovering it and the giving a theory that something's out there because radio waves are being emitted from it. Not exactly. More than likely, the real Black Knight satellite is a remnant of a long lost collision of one kind or another. That you guys remember that your moon gives you one side, period. Thus, the dark side of the moon. Hasn't that ever seemed strange to you that pretty much all the other uh, objects in space they all spin in one way or another, except for our moon, and except for the Black Knight satellite. Well, this has been late night on ripped off from Art Bell, coast to coast. Never got any credit. Logan running. They didn't never wanted to talk to me to get the story from the truck driver about Nibiru. I wonder why. Wonder why Nori was like, ooh, that's the story you're going to tell? Tell you what, maybe we'll schedule you for next season. Damn it. I wish in the old days, you could call Art Bell straight up, and he didn't have any screeners. Obviously. Kind of miss those days, But let's say you did go on to Art Bell and tell the truth. Would anybody believe it? Or one person has to do is stand up and go, "Oh, that guy was an imposter," and there you go. A 2-hour show washed down the toilet. On the heels of that, people, if you're still bored tonight, I'm not doing another show. I'm not going to talk about anything. I'm tired. I got to go to work tomorrow. But because my prayer, God didn't answer my prayer, so and I did it first. I heard that that's the thing to do, but whatever. Logan Running believes in what do you call it? Laboratory testing of all thesis and hypotheses. Let's put it to a laboratory experiment. We'll get to the bottom of it. All clinical studies show mankind has been wasting their time on this God kick for since the beginning. I bet it was someone's idea to become popular or what you call it, um, wealthy or well off. Well, that's a hypothesis that we'll put back on the shelf for some other generation to look at. But on the way out the door, I wanted to leave you guys with go check out our old friend Bart Seabrill. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon, but check out what where Bart is at these days. I rather been entertained by Mr. Seabrill's presentations. Possibly the most powerful visually of all time. Depends on who you are. Bart, kind of like Logan Running, would like to stay relevant. So enjoy your evening, guys. And I really appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out and being so civil. I have never ever seen a what do you call it, a chat room so cordial in my life. These people are sitting around in my chat room sipping a tea together with their pinkies up. I love you guys. This is why I do it. All right. I mean, if I wasn't talking to you, I'd be talking to myself, and that might be considered crazy. Logan out.